Hello everyone, welcome back to the Options Professor Podcast. This is Damien and today's Sunday, May 9th. I'm going to go through my watch list and try to get through these really quickly. And first, let's pop up the futures to see where we're at. And as you can see here, I've got NQ. Taking a look at the NQ, it's kind of just floated up and hanging out at this level. So I'm really interested to see where tech stocks are going to head this week. I like to play a lot of tech stocks. Interesting enough though, on this week's watch list, I don't have a whole lot of tech stocks on there. So if you guys are always only looking at tech stocks, now's the time to look at what else is out there and can you play under any other verticals. So here is NQ. You can see sort of, and just as I said that, the first spec candle went red. So I'm on a 1 hour chart. NQ is kind of just floating up and sideways. But if we, in contrast, let's look at the ES, which is S&P futures here, and you can see it's gone to 42.38. Let me just drag this chart back over. So 42.38, and it's it's in this scary territory. I see a lot of resistance up here at 42.50. This dotted line for me is the second standard deviation, and so that is kind of scary once it gets that high. And if it gets there so fast, it's just not able to. Standard deviation channel is just not able to keep up. All right, so I'm watching this. It probably could hit up to 42.50. I'd be a little bit worried, to be honest, that if it hits that high, it may come right back down. So that's what I'm seeing in the market. It's divergence between what's happening with NQ and also the ES in the futures market. But let's take a look at the watch list and see how that's doing. So first bullish stock, and this is one that's been on the watch list, I think 2 weeks ago or even last week, is AA. And obviously, if the economy is going to pick up or we have a lot of bills going on, AA is going to benefit from that. So if you take a look at this stock, it's kind of just trending upwards. And what I'm watching here is maybe a support at 39, which puts me at the 50 moving average. So this blue line, again, 50 moving average, I think it's going to hold this line as support. And so if I can get credit around $39, that'd be great. I may have to move it up to 40, move it up a level, and here's a 40 level. So I'll be watching this 40 level, see if I can get some credit at 40 and range up to maybe about 43. Okay, so I see this as 43 as a target. And as you can see, this is an uptrend right now. I don't think that uptrend's going to change in a week. And again, just as a reminder, I'm only looking week to week, so I'm trying to get into some credit spreads that expire this Friday or even next Friday. I don't want to hold these things for more than 1 to 2 weeks, and that's why you see I'm on the hourly chart. All right, so that's AA. Second on my list is CVX. And this is Chevron. There's a lot of stuff in the news about gas shortages this summer. What's actually happening is I think there's a shortage of truck drivers to deliver that gas to stations. But there's going to be a demand for gas in, I'm not even playing the story, to be honest. When I look at these stocks, I'm looking for patterns and I'm looking for momentum. So CVX, I kind of like this, again, the 50 moving average moving up and then maybe holding this 107 line down here. This is 107. This is an ideal spot for me to sell a put credit spread. Again, maybe move it up to the 108 it really depends on tomorrow. Okay, where can I get enough premium to sell a credit spread? And this thing has range potentially up to 111 or 112. So I would have it playing in this little channel right here for this week. Okay, next. And this one's probably one of the only tech stocks I have on the watch list. AKAM, AKAM. And again, I'm watching this off of the 50 moving average. I like this 109 level right here. 109 with range up to 112. And as you can see, it's just kind of been sitting in this channel with some upward momentum. Okay, and I'm looking at this TTM squeeze to give me that upward momentum. I've got some other stuff in a different chart when I go looking for these, but this is just a good stock that looks like it's going to have some upward momentum. So if NQ can figure it out, it may pull tech stocks up, and I think this is a great candidate to potentially try to make a run for this high here at 113.99. Number four on my bullish watch list is PPG. And again, as the economy starts to is just roaring along and killing it, we're seeing a lot of people use PPG products, whether it's within residential or in manufacturing. So PPG is doing really well. I think its all-time high or 52-week high is 180.21, which it hit already. So we're right about there. This stock is riding pretty high. I'm looking at resistance or support at 175 because, again, watching this blue line, which is my 50 moving average, if it can hold this 175, I can get credit here, and then it's got range potentially to make a new 52-week highs at potentially 182.50. So just above it here. 182.50. All right, and the last one on my bullish list is another financials. Last week we did really well with financial stock we played. I think it was Goldman Sachs. Here I've got Charles Schwab, SCHW, and you can see it's been consolidating in this range here, and I really like this 70 level. Now the one problem with this is, I'll show you in a second, is down here we got a dividend happening this week. Okay, so I don't typically like to go into a dividend week selling credit, and so I may opt to do a debit spread here from, you know, maybe a 70 up to where's my target, 72.50. So here's 72.50, and it's trading in this range. So I'm not sure if you're in our Discord. I'll take a look at this one, and you may see me actually do a debit spread versus a credit spread. But this one does have some pretty good momentum, run to the 72.50 or potentially even break that. As you can see, we're sort of in this uptrend here, and then consolidation across, and I think this uptrend may just continue up a little bit more. Okay, so that's 5 stocks on the bullish side. I got the bearish side. Like I said, I like to even it off by looking at things that might be bearish, and I can play the call credit spread side or downward momentum. And I don't know much about this one. This is EDIT, but the pattern does show up as, you know, it's on a downward trend, and the 50 is now above it, the 200 is above it. It's right in the middle of this standard deviation channel. So I think this downward trend can continue, and if I can get decent credit here at 35, I will take a 35 call credit spread, and then have range down to even 32. So we can see the low here was 32.63. I think it can at least come down and retest this and come back down to 32. Okay, so 35 down to 32 on this downward momentum for this week. I like that. I like the setup, I like the pattern, and I like the indicators on that stock. Third one on my bearish list is PTON, and you know, PTON I've had on my list in the past, especially with now that they've gone through earnings, the recalls out of the way. I think this still has negative news pressure hitting it. Will it continue downwards? I'm not sure, but this 50 right here is acting as a level of resistance. And we can see if I just draw a line across at the 90, if I can get a call credit spread at 90 with range all the way down to 75 potentially. And I like it to trade within this range, potentially down by the end of the week, end up down here somewhere. But as long as it stays below 90, I think there's going to be downward pressure. It's going to be a while before they have some news and a fix for their treadmill recall. Probably not going to happen this week, hopefully, and that's why I like to play week to week and not have to worry about these things going into month or 2 months out, where they potentially could come up with a solution and see their stock bounce. The third one for me is BABA, and you know, BABA is going to have earnings, and I see this as, you know, maybe an earnings play. But if the earnings wasn't there, what would I do? If the earnings wasn't there, I would probably look at this level here at the 230 level as a level of resistance, and we've got the moving averages right above it. and target all the way down to 222, which is where the low was. And so I like it inside of this range to play to the downside. What I don't like is earnings comes up midweek, almost midweek. It's like end of day Wednesday. And so I may take this and try to close it, or I may turn it into, or close it before earnings, or I may take it into an earnings play through earnings, or just wait till after earnings and see if I can take a play off of earnings. But I'm watching this one. If there's one earnings I'm watching, this is it. I'm not sure. I do like the way it's setting up though for some sort of move. All right, so that's it. I got 5 stocks on the bullish list, 3 stocks on the bearish list. We will see how these stocks and my portfolio, the plays that I actually take, how they do on Friday on the podcast. And again, join us in the Phoenix room if you'd like some real call outs on those trades or education on how to structure these trades and the indicators we're using. Thanks. Have a great week. Talk to you Friday.